Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do a quick clip matrix refresher. Let's get to it. All right. So I think the most important thing to understand is the concept of a clip. What is a clip? So there's a lot of great tutorials out there that talk about the clip matrix, how to use it. However, I find that I haven't seen one yet that really kind of explains to, an entry-level producer or somebody who's just starting out on the MPC, just explaining what the concept of a clip is. And so that's what I want to try to achieve here first and foremost. So what is a clip? Think of the clip as a loop or a sequence, just like in your main arranger page, a sequence that is looping. That's all it is, right? It's a loop. It could be 2 bars, 4 bars. You determine the length and it loops around, right? And you can create multiple clips or loops and play them independently from each other. This allows you to, if you have ideas, you can put them down in any order, right? You don't have to create in a linear order. You can have a bass line or a drum beat, and we'll show some examples later on. But you can make these loops independent from each other, but then you can perform them by starting them or launching them, as we say. So you can launch the clips in any order that you wish. So kind of as a performance, you can launch an intro, a verse, a chorus, and then an outro. And you can do that on the fly, or you can launch the clips in a predetermined manner using features in the clip matrix, and then record that performance of the launch to the arranger. So it's just another way of arranging components of a song. So let's visualize what I just explained, okay, by going to the clip matrix. So to go to the clip matrix, you'll either have your clip matrix icon, which looks like this over here. You'll either have that in your menu page, or you may have dragged it. You can just press and drag it over into your shortcuts menu over here. That's what I have done. So you just hit the clip matrix, and this is what it is. And it's called a matrix because a matrix basically is a grid of x coordinates versus y coordinates, meaning that you have going across you have a a parameter, and then going down you have a parameter, and then as you can see there's a grid here, or a matrix basically where a track where a column meets a row, and we call those cells. All right, and each cell, if you activate it and press and hold, you can create a clip. Okay, I'm going to delete that for now. And so basically, Akai is visualizing their clips as these rectangles. In other software, like in DAWs and like Fruity Loops and things like that, the clips or loops are depicted as a circular graphic or a circular icon, and you could see because the sequence loops around basically. So it's just another way of visualizing it. And so I created a loop here, and I just want to play it for you guys to see real quick. This is just from a kit that I loaded in to the pads. So you can see right now that the clip or the loop is playing, and you could see its progress with the white strip, right? And now it just looped around, and now we can see it progressing, right? Now, there's another way to visualize the clip. If I press and hold, I can go to Edit Clip, and that takes me to a kind of a grid view like we're used to seeing in the arranger. And in this view, I'm able to edit things like the launch quantization, which we'll get into later, the launch mode. I can set the start and the end of the loops, or even trim the I can even tell it not to be a loop and just deactivate the loop, and it will stop when it gets to the end. All right, so this is the edit clip page. Let's go back to the clip matrix, and if I press and hold, you also have a edit event, which is very similar to the edit clip. So this is the edit clip with the functions down here, and then if we go to the grid, this is the edit event, and here basically you're seeing the MIDI notes or the MIDI events that are within your clip, and it allows you to select, you know, groups of MIDI notes and then to edit them just like you would do in your in the grid view of the arranger. And so this is no different. All right, so it's basically, it's just localized to your clip. And again, a clip is just a sequence that loops. Okay, that's fundamental to understand. Let's go back to the clip matrix. So some of you may be asking, well, you know, why record into clips? Why make these mini loops in the first place? Why not just go into the arranger and, you know, you can just place your playhead at a given bar or measure and start recording from your track there. Yeah, you can do it like that. But what I guess the idea of the clips is you don't have to work in a linear way, meaning that you can just put your ideas down as you're going in any order, and then worry about the order of these little sequences or of these little you know, loops. You can worry about that later. When you think about it, this resembles a lot the workflow that the old MPC software used to be, which is making, you know, these individual sequences and then putting them together to form a song, right? And so this is very much very analogous to that. And so, for example, you know, I was playing this beat earlier, right? So let's say I like that beat, but let's say I want to create maybe like a bridge or something, and you know, I want to have a different beat. So what I could do is create a new clip and record a new beat that will be still in that track. It's going to be in my drum track, but it will exist independently of this first beat that I made. So let's just do that and you'll see what I mean. So to create a new clip, I'm going to hold this down and say create. There, okay. It could be anywhere within that column, within the track. This is my drum track. So it's currently activated. So you can hear that. Okay, so I created a clip here, and this clip, if we hold it down and go to edit clip, we could see that the loop length is 4 bars. Okay, that's great. I'll keep it at that. To go back to the clip matrix, you have to go back to the clip matrix icon. I can't figure out a way to go back in a quicker fashion. So just, you know, swipe open your side grid here and hit the clip matrix. Okay, and now what I want to do is record into that clip. So if you hit the shift button, which is out of view here, but I'm pressing the shift button now, you could see down here in the corner, record arm shows up. So you want to make sure that that's on, right? So it's off now. Now it's on. And so you could see that the little record icon in my track up here is showing up. And my the current clip that's activated is this one here. I want to stop that. Okay, and when I press record, and it's out of view right now, but I have my record button, my play button flashing, and then the cell here, the clip, is flashing itself, and it says prepare. And then when I hit play, I'll have a count come in, getting me prepared to start recording. It's going to count me in, and then I'm going to play a new beat for four bars. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to stop. And now to hear the beat again, I'm just going to press the clip. There it is. Okay. So let's stop that. You can also stop it by just pressing the stop button on your main controls. So now I can play one clip. Let's say the first one here. So that's my main one. And then when it comes around, I want to switch to this other clip. And now the other clip is playing. And then I can go back to this clip. Okay. Right now the clips are not synchronized with each other. All right. So let's talk about that a little bit. I'm going to stop this guy. When you create a clip, go to the settings. It's going to default in trigger launch mode, and the legato is unchecked. Sorry, I touched it by mistake. Okay, trigger, the trigger mode, what it means is when you start, when you launch the clip, okay, it's going to keep going. If you press it again, it's just going to start from the beginning again. That's what the trigger mode means. Here, I'll do it again. It starts from the beginning, okay? It doesn't keep in synchrony with the rest of the measure. It starts over from the beginning, right? And sometimes you want to stop a clip and you want it to be in sync with the rest of the clips that are playing, so that when you start up that clip again, it's going to be in sync with the other clips. So I'll show you what I mean. So the only way to stop this is to either press a cell that's outside of that, or to use the stop button itself. Now, let's go to settings and let's press trigger. And now you can toggle between trigger and toggle. And so I'm going to hit the toggle button. And now what that means is whenever you press the clip, it's going to toggle between on and off. So if I press the clip, it's going to start. And now if I press it again, it stops. Okay, I prefer that mode much better, so I always switch to toggle. All right, and now but if you look at the play button, which you can't see, it's out of the screen, I apologize for that, but the play button is still lit green, so it's still playing in the background. Okay, that the playhead of that measure is still continuing until you until you press double stop. And what that does is it allows you, if you have the synchronized setting set up, it allows the clip to come in right where the playhead of the main measure is. Okay, so let me give you an example of that. So right now, if I start with this guy again, and then I want to change. So what happened is the first clip I pressed shut off, and the second clip started playing automatically. But it started from the beginning. Let me show that to you again. Okay, I'll play this. Now watch this. When I start this, it's gonna, whoops. When I press this one, it's gonna start from the beginning. See, it didn't start from where the other one left off. But whenever you're doing loops or clips, you'll always want your loops and clips to be in synchrony with each other, allowing you to transfer from one clip to another very smoothly and continuously. So let me show you what that will look like. So if you go to settings, let's go to settings, and then I'm going to select legato. And that's what legato means, like in the piano terms. It means keeping one note down while going to the other note. So you have this smooth transition from one note to the other note. I guess that's why they call it legato in this case. So I select that, I have my toggle on, and now let's start this, and I'm going to press this guy, and let's see how quickly it transfers over smoothly. You see? It picked off right where it left off. You can even see, following that the white progress strip, you could see where it transfers, right? So smooth transfer. So this is great, when you want to it's great for an effect and so you can have multiple beats and go in and out from different beats like that, all smooth transition, okay? Now let's stop this guy, and I could stop it just by pressing the clip because I have it in toggle mode. Now let's say, okay, with the second beat I want to put a piano solo on it, right? So I have my piano in this track 6 here. I'm playing my keyboard, but you can't see it. So right now, when you highlight a track, that track is active now. The record arm is activated, and that's what that icon is. So it's ready to record in that track. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is create a new clip to do my piano solo. So I'm in track 6. I'm going to press and hold a empty cell and hit create. I'm going to do what I like to do, which is going to settings. I'm going to put it into toggle mode and hit legato, so I have smooth transitions between clips. I'm going to close that. Now what I'm going to do is when I hit record and play, I want to be able to hear the drum track as well, so I could play over I could play my piano solo while listening to the drum track. So in order to kind of activate or prime the drum track, just press the drum clip that you want to play. So that's going to be playing. So that cell or that clip is now active. So I'm going to stop it. That is now activated. That cell is now activated. Now I'm going to highlight the track 6 again because that's where I want to record my clip, my piano solo, into this empty clip. And now I'm going to hit record and play start, and hopefully it will start from the beginning of the drum loop. Let's see if that works, and then I'll do my piano solo for 4 bars. Here we go. Yep. So now both clips are playing. Not very good, but I think you guys get the idea. Now it's in overdub mode, so it's like looping, so I can play, something else. Keep doing that, okay? Now I'm going to stop, so stop the recording, and then I can, if I hit play, because the drum cell is still active, it plays along, okay? If I want to just listen to the piano, I just, stop the drum cell by pressing it because it's in toggle mode. So the piano clip continues to play, and then I'm going to show you, because they're in both legato, the drums are going to pick up exactly where the piano play hit is at, right? Same thing with the piano. If I stop the piano and just listen to the drums. And now start the piano again. It picked up where the current playhead of the, I don't know if that's the right term, the playhead, but wherever, you know, the progress of that measure is at, that's where it will start, that's where it will come in. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now these guys now exist on the same row. So they're looping together. So basically, you know, you have two independent loops that are looping together. So, you know, you can't do that just on a single looper, like in the MPC sample, right? So MPC sample is great. It has looping. You can do live looping. But here it allows you to do multiple track looping. So that's pretty cool. And if I want to stop both, I can use this here. This is the row launcher. And I could start and stop a row using that, okay? Instead of doing it individually. I can also do it individually. Stop that, stop the drums. And then, you know, you can, to your heart's content, make more loops, more drum solos, trigger them however you wish for like a live performance. One thing I want to show before I stop this section of the tutorial is, you see when I, sometimes you want it to start over from the beginning, right? So to do that, because, you know, see it picks up wherever it, you know, I left off, because I have it in Legato and toggle. But let's say I want to start over from the beginning. So we have both of these guys active now, okay? So I hit the drums, that starts. I hit the keys, that's playing also. If I press stop once, they're going to stop. But if I hit the play button, it's going to pick up wherever the playhead is at. So if I stop and then play, stop, play. But sometimes you want it to start from the beginning, right? Well, to do that, what you do is press stop, but then press shift stop. So again, it's out of view. I'm sorry about that. But press the shift button and then stop. And then if you hit the play button again, it starts from the beginning. This was kind of like basic functionality of the clip matrix, how to play and record the clips. I'm in another video, which will be part 2 of this tutorial. What I'll show is how to do clip recording straight from the main page. So you can do it from the main page as well. You don't have to go to the clip matrix necessarily to record a clip. Let's say you're in the main page, you have this great idea and you want to just record into a clip right away without having to go to the clip matrix. You know, you're in the flow. So I'm going to show you how to do that from the main page. All right, I hope this was helpful. Like and subscribe if you thought this was useful information, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.